So Mr. Willie has gone through the wood and collected the oldest things. Now he has a good collection of oldest things. All over the world, Charlie. Mr. Wonka went on. Mr. Wonka continued his story. He said, I went to all over the world, throughout the world. I tracked down very old and ancient animals. I searched, I found very old animals and took an important little bit of something from each one of them. So whatever oldest thing, any animal or thing I found in the world, I collected a small part of that thing. A hair, either it was an hair, it was a hair, an eyebrow, or something. It was no more than an ounce or two of the jam scraped from between its toes while it was sleeping. So I collected something from each ancient thing that I came across. It was either a hair, an eyebrow, or something of in a very small amount, a pinch of a part, a pinch of something, two of the jam scraped from between its toes while it was sleeping, or something, a part of an animal or something else, a small part, even when it was sleeping. I tracked down the whistle pig. I found the particular pig, the bobolink, the skyrock, the polyfrog, the giant curlicue, the stinging slug, and the venomous squircle who can spit poison right into your eye from 50 yards away. So he says, I found all these, the name of these animals or reptiles or other living beings he has mentioned here. So he said, I collected some part of all these creatures. He said, even I collected a part of the venomous squircle, the poisonous reptiles that can spit poison right in your eyes even from a distance of 50 yards, 50 meters almost, you can say. But there is no time to tell you about them all now. Charlie, I don't have that much time to tell you. Let me just say quickly that in the end, after lots of boiling and bubbling and mixing and testing in my inventing room, that after lot of experiments with all these things of boiling and bubbling and mixing and testing them, I produced one tiny cup full of oily black liquid. I was able to invent one small cup of oily black liquid and gave 4 drops of it to a brave 20-year-old Oompa Loompa volunteer to see what happened. He said, after my world visit, I collected different things, different specimens, and then I experimented and I invented a kind of liquid. And I gave 4 drops of this to a very enthusiastic volunteer to see the results. What did happen? Charlie asked. Charlie asked, what was the result? What was the outcome of that invention? He said, it was fantastic, it was wonderful, cried Mr. Wonka. The moment he swallowed it, the very moment the volunteer took those drops inside, he began wrinkling and shriveling up all over. He started shrinking. His body started shrinking. His body started becoming shorter and shorter. And hair started dropping off. His hair started falling. And his teeth started falling out. His teeth also started falling. And before I knew what had happened, he had suddenly become an old fellow of 75. Before I could know what is happening, suddenly what I saw was he has become an old man of 75. He was 20 years and now he has become 75. And thus, my dear Charlie, was vita wonk invented. And this way, this great thing today known as vita wonk, it was produced, it was invented and brought to this world.